Welcome to another episode of TTG Sports. Please like, share, and subscribe to the page below and everything. We're just gonna jump right onto it. Tonight I got another opportunity to see. I was going to see Independence and what I wanted to go see Independence and South Carolina play. But due to some things that happened down there in Tate County today, the game was canceled. But I probably wasn't gonna make it anyway, so I decided to go see Center Hill and Oxford, which gave me an opportunity to see Center Hill on how they was gonna bounce back from the loss that they took from Horn Lake the other night. And overall, they just came and act like that game never phased them. But before I get to Center Hill and what went on tonight with them, uh, it wasn't just a very good game for Oxford, but one thing that I'm not even just going to speak on what went on tonight with Oxford. I just want to, because when I found out that all of them were ninth, majority of them were ninth and 10th graders, I was just like overwhelmed because there's talent there. So I don't want those kids to just totally get discouraged on what's going on because it's a process. And then sometimes during the process, you have to take these licks and you have to take these beatings. But the real task is what are you going to do to improve and to make these situations become non-existent. You know what I'm saying? So I love what I see out of that young group in Oxford. They have a lot of potential, a lot of talent, a lot of long kids, a lot of athletes. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be very interesting to see those kids in a year or so, even next season, but definitely the following year when those kids are seniors. And this 2025 class in Mississippi is one of the best classes in Mississippi in a minute. There's a lot of talent, you know what I'm saying, at all levels. You know, you have some uh, that's elite. You have some that's there, but you have a ton that can play at the next level from JUCO on up. And that's what I've noticed about going around and seeing that a lot of these kids are in the 10th grade and this class is loaded. There's a lot of kids that I didn't hear a lot of people talking about, but when I see them play, it's like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Not to a point to where the talent just overwhelming, but to see what you can where you can picture this kid being if you had a chance to work with him or this this kid's putting in the work, you know what it's gonna turn out to. And it's a lot of that in that sophomore in that 2025 class. But I'm gonna get to Center Hill and and I'm gonna start with Hughes. I like this kid from Center Hill, Hughes. Hughes didn't have the 6 points, 9 rebounds, 1 steal, 5 blocks. You know what I'm saying? Like the kid is a stat sheet filler, and she's very unselfish. And so, like I said, I will continue for you to keep working on your game. I see you will run into somebody in a minute tonight, but overall, I just love your motor and the energy that you bring to your game tonight. And Collins, no, I'm gonna start with where I'm kind of proud of where I've been rooting for where since this summer, and it just seemed like every time that I came to see where she may have an off night, or she won't have such a good night, or she'll have a bad night. But tonight, you know what I'm saying? She came to play ball, and she had 14 points, 4 rebounds, and a steal. And what stood out to me is that she didn't have one turnover. You know, that was one of the things that I saw in her game. As I saw her, she would turn it over. But tonight she fixed those mistakes, and like I say, I'm still rooting for you, and I was just proud to see how you played tonight. And all you got to do is just keep building from it. Just keep building from it, because if college coaches would have came to see you play tonight, they would have said that you have a chance to play at the college level. I'm really rooting for you because I see how your coaches be getting on to you, and I see how you interact with them, and you're such a coachable kid to a point to where, man, people can't do nothing but root for you. That's just me on the outside looking in. I don't know how people may look at you from the inside, but me on the outside looking in, just to see that you want it so much, and to see nights like this for you to get, you know what I'm saying, some of the work that you've been putting in for it to show. I'm just really proud of you, and proud that you can that I was able to see you flourish before you graduate. Collins, shoot, she was 3 points in the bank tonight. You know, she did everything. I like this kid too. You know, she'll probably be overlooked because she's a little undersized. Yeah, she still has to work on her ball handling skills and things like that. But this kid here has a lot of grit and a lot of dog in her that stands out a little bit when I come to see them play. And so, like, shout out to Collins tonight. You know what I'm saying? You played a good game, had a hard fall, got back up and act like it just motivated. You know what I'm saying? So I will continue for these kids to just keep pushing and keep doing what they feel like is needed to make their game better. And however and how far you want to take this, you know that it's going to take more work than just a vision. You're going to have to be able to put the pieces of the vision together to make who you want to be. I want to touch on some other things, and not to, like I say, and not to take away from the kids, but I made a comment about the referees, and when I say the refs got to do better, I'm not talking about every ref. You know what I'm saying? We're in an era to where everybody is being seen, so everybody is being critiqued. So if I'm doing things and I'm trying to get kids, help kids in a way, in a matter of sometimes how do you play this game or what I saw in this game, and can't truly at all times feel like that the kids, it's all the kids' fault. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes these are kids, and sometimes when the ref make a call, it does something to the kid. Like these refs carry their emotions and egos on their shoulder to a point to where it affects the kid mental state of how they play the game. But I just want to go over a few comments that were made on the post. One dude said, "Pick up a whistle, otherwise be quiet. These dudes do the best that they can, and there are already not enough of them." You sound like that reporter who told LeBron, "Shut up and dribble." Like, you can't get upset with me because I'm, you know what I'm saying, voicing my opinion on how I seen the refs play. Like, regardless of the fact everybody's held to a standard somewhere or what level, somewhere in your life, just because you saying there's a shortage, that don't mean they should get away with things that are wrong. You know what I'm saying? We should be able to address those issues, fix those issues, and things like that. But you telling me to pick up a whistle, otherwise be quiet, man. I honestly feel like that was a little racist slur in my book. You know what I'm saying? That's just like that woman told LeBron, "Shut up and dribble." But you gonna tell me to pick up a whistle or be quiet? Like, okay, cool. I can take all that, but I'm just giving you my response on it because I ain't gonna give you that much energy when it comes to that. But there was another comment made by an AAU coach, Burnell Wesco. He said, "I appreciate the ones who are willing to leave their jobs and drive all over the state to different gyms, fields to give our youth a chance to compete and play sports we love. Most times officials leave their jobs rushing to these games and don't even have a chance to stop and get anything to eat before going to run up and down the floor. What if officials didn't have character or integrity and like a lot of y'all do, call in at the last minute and say they can't make it? What if officials came to your job and let you know how you suck and what you do and what you are doing every day, and here it is, the person who created the post said he tried it but couldn't handle it, but quick to come on here and complain and post pictures of a person who has never done anything to deserve this?" Wesco, you sound like you want to be a referee. Because if you appreciate them, just because you appreciate what they do, I'm pretty sure everybody appreciate the ref. Yeah, the game wouldn't be around, or the game couldn't start without the ref. But just because you appreciate what they do, don't mean you don't correct them for what they're doing wrong. Because they're still putting our kids in a messed up situation. And you just want to say that I quit. Let me explain something to you before you take this the wrong way. Like I said, I didn't quit. I just didn't want to be a part of an association that already prejudged games before they were played. I already had agendas about coaches and players and stuff before they're played. I couldn't be a part of nothing like that because at the end of the day, I could see a ref going along with the agenda of what they said before the game, and I rewrite the script because you're not finna do this other team like that because you may have a bone to pick with this coach or this kid may have made you mad with something that they said. You know what I'm saying? Referees have too much control of the game to where they can take the fun out of it for kids. They can take the fun out of it for kids. And all I want that to do is to stop. And we got referees 70 and 80, referees that have been refereeing since 1999. Right now can barely walk and barely put their legs up. And you appreciate that? That ain't no appreciation. That's time for you to tell your buddy it's time to let it go. Because if you're not going to tell them that it's time to let it go, how are they helping our kids? How are they helping our kids? When you come to the rescue so much for some referees, don't act like you just so perfect when it comes to anything dealing with all the kids' situation. Because I've been around just as long as you, I just don't put myself out there. I don't care what you think when I voice my opinion about referees, because I sat up there and told you, you can accept that, but that don't mean I have to accept it. I didn't say nothing bad to the referees. I just said our refs got to do better. And if I post a picture, hell, if somebody is wanted for murder, and you need to find them, what they going to do? They're going to post a picture. They're going to post a picture of the person. So I just said refs need to do better. And i.e., this was one of them. Fred was one of them. It can't nobody, just because he's the head of the referee association, that don't mean don't nobody supposed to get on him. That's where the world go wrong, that you kiss tail to people just because of a position that they have, knowing that they're doing wrong. Now, how is that helping our kids? It's not helping our kids. So when you come to a referee rescue, just know I'm not talking about all the referees, not your buddies that you're trying to keep locked in for down the stretch when it comes to coaching, if you are still coaching. But don't come at me and act like I'm just some type of quitter where you don't even know me, where you know somewhat of me, but you act like you don't even know me. Act like you know me to a point to where you telling me I'm a quitter. Please, don't never put that in my DNA. You know what I'm saying? Don't never put that in my DNA. You know what I'm saying? You can get it too, because at the end of the day, I don't think by me saying this that I was wrong. I think by me saying this, I seen on my post about 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 people said that they wanted to become referees just because I made awareness to the situation. You know what I'm saying? So we look at God. So I advise you, instead of coming at me left-hand way, just let the situation play out. Maybe I'm right, because I'm pretty sure you done had a lot of gripe about referees before. You know what I'm saying? You just playing it the political way. You doing the basketball politic way of agreeing with the association and trying to get your kudos and kiss and tell. I don't kiss tell. We need to do better for our kids. And if that referee on what I post and what a lot of referees do, you accept that because you appreciate them leaving their jobs and not being able to eat before the game, that sounds like a personal problem. It is not acceptable to our kids. So you can let that one go. Okay. Brian Miles said, stop complaining and get out there and officiate. There's a shortage of referees, and that's why older officials are still calling. You rowdy fans chase away potential young officials. So for the game of older affiliated are still calling. That's what it said. If they give it up, a lot of goofballs, a lot of games won't be called. Who say I'm complaining? I'm just bringing awareness, because when a coach complains to the referee association about one of their officials, all they do is just relocate them and still let them go to work. Ain't nothing punished, ain't nothing being done to these people. They just sit up there, referee, and just go to work. But this referee committee, on what you telling me to stop complaining, are like a clique. They only want who they're involved and only want who they want. You know what I'm saying? Because they have agendas. Like I say, they have agendas behind this. We need to set up, I think referees should be in shape. They should be held to a standard. Just like being on a team, you are held to a standard. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't meet the requirements and the standards and the condition of being a referee, you shouldn't be one. There's no reason that you should see Ruben Kemp and Fred and who else there was. But it was a probably an average age of 72, 73 years old referees out there in a heated rivalry game to a point to where they messed the whole game up. They messed the whole game up. But don't nobody want to talk about it. But I just wanted to touch on that. But I can care less about what some grown people thinking about my opinion. See, that's the problem with the referees now. You know what I'm saying? All in their emotions and all in their feelings because somebody is voicing an opinion about a bad call or something like that. Man, blow your whistle and go on down to court. You know what I'm saying? Because what's going on in the stands should not affect what you do on the court. Should not affect it. So, at the end of the game, shout out to Center Hill on a good win tonight. Ladies, keep doing what you're doing. Both teams. Oxford, I see that you're young and hungry though, but like I say, you're going to go through days like this. And remember, if you ain't trained to go, you can't be on this show. Get these folks right here. Stupid old